From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2289, this is Ham Nation Headlines for Wednesday, September 15th, 2021. An update on the wildfires plaguing the U.S. West Coast. In California, the Caldor fire hasn't just left its impact on residents and business owners in the more than 200,000 acres it's destroyed. The animals who live there are suffering as well. Amateur radio operators are stepping in to help these victims of this historic blaze, too. Here's KK6ITB with the details.
As flames of the Caldor fire began sweeping perilously close to their homes starting in mid-August, residents were quickly evacuated to safety, often having to leave behind their pets and livestock. That's where hams in the El Dorado County Amateur Radio Club and members of its Neighborhood Radio Watch program have stepped in. They've been providing radio communication support to those who have not forgotten the animals. Radio operators have been assisting the South County Large Animal Rescue Group, El Dorado County Animal Services, and the various emergency response agencies around California. The hams themselves are getting support too. They're being joined by volunteers in the club's Neighborhood Radio Watch program, area residents using inexpensive General Mobile Radio Service, or GMRS, radios. The club reminds people in the affected areas to contact El Dorado County Animal Services or the shelter if they have animals they are concerned about. You'll find the phone numbers in the printed script of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Ralph Squillace.
2 European-built amateur radio satellites were destroyed in an explosion during their rocket's first test flight.
The pair of AMSAT EA Genesis satellites that were aboard the first test flight of Firefly Aerospace's Alpha launch vehicle were destroyed when the rocket, fueled by kerosene, launched from the Vandenberg Air Force Base northwest of Los Angeles and then exploded. The blast blew apart the Genesis L and Genesis N satellites that had been built in collaboration with the Universidad Europea and ICAI. Earliest reports on Twitter described what happened 2.5 minutes after liftoff, saying the vehicle, quote, appeared to lose control and tumble moments before the fiery explosion, end quote. Firefly tweeted, quote, Alpha experienced an anomaly during the first stage ascent that resulted in the loss of the vehicle, end quote. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Ed Durant, DD5LP.
America's Appalachian Trail has always captured hikers' imaginations, and next month it'll be capturing hundreds and hundreds of miles of radio signals.
The 2,190-mile-long Appalachian Trail will present 2,190 miles of possibilities for SOTA and POTA activators on Saturday, October 2nd. SOTA enthusiasts are already registering to activate summits that are within a short distance on the trail, and hams will be calling between 1,200 and 2,100 UTC throughout the day. If you're an avid hiker as well as a SOTA or POTA activator, you have time to add your name and your summit or park of choice to the list by sending an email to atontheair@gmail.com. SOTA activators may also post an alert on SOTA Watch. This event is being held on the same day as the W7A S2S 10-Point Madness, so it's recommended that SOTA chasers stand by and defer to summits calling other summits. For details, visit the Appalachian Trail on the Air website. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jim Dameron, N8TMW.
And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Ralph Squillace, KK6ITB, Ed Durant, DD5LP, Jim Dameron, N8TMW, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wellbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.